everyone. My name is Corey Perlman, and this is a special interview that I'm super excited about. Two clients of ours that I have really enjoyed getting to know, and we're going to talk a little bit about their business, working together as a family, and all other things that you'll get to hear on this interview. So I'm super excited, and I want to welcome Doctors Tom and Mark McCawley. Hey, guys.
How you doing? Great to be here.
Yeah, we're super excited about doing this to celebrate our relationship.
Yeah, it's great to have you both. And I was really excited to do this because there's a lot of different angles I think we can go with this. But mostly it's just the relationship between the two of you guys. I've enjoyed getting to know you both, and you work together and you're father and son. So, but before we get started, I want to just do quick introductions. And I think it would be kind of boring just to have Dr. Tom introduce Dr. Tom and Mark introduce Mark. So let's do it the other way, and we'll have Mark introduce his dad. So Mark, tell us a little bit about Dr. Tom McCawley.
Well, this is my dad, Dr. Tom McCawley, right here. He is the pioneer. He started the practice, pioneer of periodontics in Fort Lauderdale, and also of laser periodontics in the country, basically. So he's taught me many things, and he's always on the cutting edge. I mean, that's the thing. He's been able to keep his edge for all these years because he's always just looking at the next thing, and it's incredible. It's honestly, it's a pleasure to work with him, and he makes me better. So I'm happy to work with him every day here.
That's awesome. Well, that's tough shoes to fill there, Dr. McCawley.
Right?
This is my son, Mark, and it's a joy to work with him. He's amazing. He's board certified in periodontics and implants. He's got great hands. And he's got great bedside manner. The patients and staff love him. He gets along well with everybody, including me, which is not that easy. And actually, he's taught me everything I know.
Yeah.
That's great.
It goes both ways.
Well, you can definitely tell there's a real bond, between the two of you guys. And let me ask you this quick question. Mark, I'll ask you if you don't mind. How long have you guys worked together?
We have worked together. Well, if you count me working here as a child, 30 plus years. I mean, I was a 5-year-old, probably in the back. They had me, just cleaning stuff up, making charts and things like that. I mean, when I was a little older, they had me, developing x-rays, filing things, filing insurance claims. I mean, I've been working in this office as long as I can remember. So, I mean, yeah, we've been working together for quite some time. It's been full time. I've been here practicing periodontics in this office about 9 years or so. So we've been together, working hand in hand about 9 years, quite a bit here. So it's been great. Honestly, it's been fantastic.
And Tom, taking you back a little bit, was it always the plan, when maybe you knew that Mark may have an interest in the same profession as you? Was it always the hope? What were your thought process as he was getting older of whether or not he'd come into the business or not?
It was a hope, but I had 3 other boys that I hoped, and they went into law. How bad is that? So,
3 strikes.
Right? So we decided to have another kid, and maybe we would get lucky this time. Okay, and there you go.
Wild, right? It worked out.
It worked out. So anyway, that's it kind of worked out, And Mark actually, when he was 7, he wrote in on a paper in school. He drew a little drawing that he wanted to be a periodontist. So he's the natural, really, of being a periodontist. So it worked out good. That's what he does, and that's who he is.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember as a kid, it was it's true. He's not making that up. Everybody always asks you, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I was the weird kid that was like, yeah, I want to be a dentist and a periodontist. And they were like, a what?
I said, I want to be like my dad. They said, no way.
No, don't
Give
do
it
that.
up.
Yeah.
Give it up. Give it up.
Yeah. So I was the silly one that decided to tough it through all the tough classes in college and then dental school and residency to finally get to do this. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did. It was a long road. It was a very long road, but now that I'm in it, basically went in head first here, and it's fantastic. I wouldn't do anything else.
So how do you guys, would you say, how do your skill sets match up? Do you find that you're both very similar in a lot of ways? Do you have differences? How does that mesh together in the business?
Well, I mean, we've got our similarities as well, but we've got a few differences, to kind of go with that. We're trained in essentially the same stuff for the most part, as far as LANAP, pinhole, doing implants, but I primarily do the implants in the office nowadays. It's it's what I like to do. And he did it, but it wasn't his passion as much. And it's one of my passions. And I was trained in my residency to do them. And and now we actually lecture out at school to the dentist trying to learn how to place implants. We actually lecture to them. And we teach them what not to do at this point. So we've gotten that high up in the totem pole, I guess you'd say. So it's definitely pretty cool.
Our skills are synergistic, but I focus more on treating periodontal disease, and Mark is a little more into implants. So, it's like, as the old saying was, Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his son could eat no lean. Together they lick the platter clean. That's the way we do it.
Mm-hmm. So we got everything covered here.
I love it. So I want to kind of delve into working as a family, and I want to it's like a little bit of our Oprah segment here. Let's get real for a second. What are some challenges that have come up, that you guys have worked through as a family, working together as father and son in the business?
Well, I mean, it's there's always challenges. I mean, every day there's something that comes up that's a challenge, either clinical or the business behind the clinical stuff. There's always something, and it's great because he's got a few more years of experience doing this sort of thing than I do, and it's definitely it's nice to have that experience to fall back on. As far as the actual challenges go, I mean, one of the main challenges is you can't ever get away from work because your family's in it, so we're constantly calling each other. You don't really take a day off. We're always talking to each other. We're like, hey, about this case, or hey, we're trying to do this with the business or that. We're constantly, on a day off, we're always talking, we're always thinking, and honestly, that's part of what keeps us ahead of the game too, because there's no time off. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yep.
No.
How about for you, Tom?
Well, let's see. The challenges are, I think the biggest challenge is it's not with Mark, it's just with the for us managing the practice and the team, and we're synergistic with it, and so that's a blessing. But it's really a blessing that we can talk these things through. So it's really a benefit. So our biggest challenge is is, as with most practices, is just managing team members and getting team members nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah, getting good ones.
Yep. Well, I like the fact that you guys struggle so hard to find challenges, because I think that's a good thing, as opposed to it's like, oh,
yeah, it's good. Otherwise, you have this big long list.
Right. Let me tell you the list.
So, like,
right.
let me tell you about this one.
I had a big list, but I didn't want to go. I
didn't want to go through it.
I don't want to go negative here, you know.
Right. How much time do you have? Right.
Yeah.
You said you can't go too much longer.
Oh my
God. Right. So let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask each of you this: if you're giving advice to other, whether it be father, son, or really any folks getting into a family business, and Mark, I want to tee you up for taking it from, the son or the daughter's perspective. And then Tom, when you answer, take it from, the father's perspective. What are some advice? What are some things that you would share with others to make sure that the relationship, stays intact? And Mark, why don't you go first?
I mean, the main thing is just soak it all in, get all the information that you can, because, he's a wealth of knowledge. It's honestly, it's a blessing. It's the best thing that could ever happen to you in business and dentistry in specific. I mean, to have someone who's been doing it for many years, who's, every problem that comes up in practice, he's dealt with the exact same thing or something very similar over his career. And, you just gotta ask for help if you need it. And, it just soak it all in, because it's honestly, it's fantastic. I mean, our personalities work pretty well together. He's definitely he's very type A, and he's on top of everything. I'm a little bit more laid back, but I still get things done as well. But it's definitely, it's better than anything else you could hope for. Because otherwise, I mean, a lot of these guys come out and they start working for, like, corporate or something like that, where you don't have a mentor to look up to. And that's tough. I mean, I am so much better of a dentist and a periodontist because I've had him to bounce ideas off of, and someone who really looks out for you and has your back. I mean, honestly, it's hard to find that in anything other than, a family member and a father in specific there. So, I mean, I just soak it all in. That's the best thing that you can do.
That's excellent advice. And the fact that I'm sure, Tom, you're thinking this, that, you've been willing to take that in. I think some sons and daughters, we kind of grow up thinking, our dad or our mom, they don't, I've learned all I can or whatever, but it sounds like you've been a sponge since day one, and you've let your dad be able to teach you. And I think that that's huge. Tom, what about from the other side, working with your son or daughter?
I would say the several things come to mind. One, I would say that don't try to force your son or daughter into dentistry. That can be your dream, but I've seen several people who tried to force their sons, mostly sons, into the practice, and I have two of them who quit after they got through dental school. So let the passion, if the person doesn't have the passion, don't do it. But if they do have the passion, it's the best possible thing you could ever have happen to you, literally. I mean, besides having a fabulous wife, okay? But other than that, it's an absolute joy, and especially if you have a son who's willing to learn, and so Mark's just a perfect partner, actually.
It's great. So as we kind of wrap this up, I like to ask this question at the end and give you guys a chance to think about it, not put you on the spot. But what I'm going to ask is a favorite memory, something that just stands out for both of you about working together. So think about that for a second. I want to thank everybody for watching this and enjoying this. And feel free to check out both Drs. Tom and Mark McCawley. They're in Fort Lauderdale, amazing periodontist practice. And you can check them out all over South Florida there. If you have any dental needs, please feel free to do a consultation with them and see if their practice is right for you. So that being said, I've given you each a couple of seconds to think about that. And, Mark, I'll let you go first, but any memory that comes to mind?
I mean, my favorite memory is kind of, it's become a tradition. Every Friday after work, we go, and also we bring my mom too, because she works at the front desk as well. So it's a whole family thing here. We walk down to a restaurant, and then we have dinner, and then we talk about basically what happened in the office over the week, and then, what we need to do to go through. It's basically, it's a business meeting, but it's great because you kind of get to let off some steam, or kind of decompress a little bit after a long week. And it's great to have people that understand exactly what you're going through, because they're in it with you, and we're able to get better from it, and we're able to plan for the future as well. And it's great because it's fun. We get to have dinner, we get to hang out, and sometimes maybe we'll get some ice cream after too. So.
Her mother, we always get ice cream.
She loves the ice cream. We can't walk past the ice cream shop.
That's part of it.
Nothing wrong with that. After a hard week's work,
after a hard week, we're like, all right, it's hard to say no when it's right there. So
sometimes 2 scoops if it was a really hard week.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. How about for you, Tom?
Well, I think probably my favorite memory is when I was able to go up on the stage with Mark and give him his diploma when he graduated from dental school.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get the smile off my face.
I think you were able to put the hood on me too.
I put the hood. I put it on backwards. I put it over his face.
I couldn't see anything.
No, I didn't.
Put it on right. You put it on right.
I hooded him over his face. The black But anyway, and then of course, favorite memories for us is we go to these national meetings, American Academy of Perio. We go through the exhibits. It's like a carnival, we're looking at stuff. Should we buy this? Should we buy this? It's like a shopping thing. We have a lot of fun going through and look at all the new stuff. We're always looking for something that's new.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot of fun to just go shopping together with the mom and everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you get to go dental shopping. There's few people that enjoy going dental shopping except, my family. So it's nice to go with people that enjoy it.
Right. Yes, you're not going to find a lot of people who share that excitement.
Not a lot of takers. No.
Shopping dentistry. Yes. Well, that's great. I mean, there's clearly a love and a bond between you guys that you simply can't fake, and it's just there. And I love it. I have the same feeling with my dad, and so it brings a real big smile to my face to see that after so many years of working together, that you guys just obviously enjoy it. And even though we're dating this a little bit, I will say it is Friday evening, so I'm going to allow you guys to go and enjoy your dinner and ice cream together.
We will. We're
heading now. We got my mom here. She's been waiting for us. She's like, when you guys are done, we're gonna go to this new place.
She's got this new place already picked out.
Picked it out. Uh-huh.
He's like, hurry this interview up, guys. Let's go here. We got reservations.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you both so much. And for those of you again, want to check out Drs. Tom and Mark McCawley. It's an easy web address to check them out. It's McCawley.com. That's McCawley.com. And I'd be remiss to say that they're also all over social media and on YouTube. So you can look them up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, anywhere you like to go on social. And guys, I thank you so much. This was super fun to do. And we'll definitely do something like this again very soon. But until then, everybody have a great rest of your week and weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Corey.